Hello, all. Welcome to the November 19th, 2021 Upstream Contributor Marketing Meeting or Contributor Comms. However you want to refer to us, we'll answer to it. I'm Chris Short. I work at AWS, and I'm leading the meeting today. It looks like people are working away in notes, so thank you. Does anybody want to be a note taker for the meeting? Thanks, Ray. Appreciate you. All right. So updates and big wins. I think, Bob, did you drop in the, no, Debrada, Catacode, of course. Are you here? Yes, you are. You want to talk about it?
Yes, I just made the issue for the org, made some changes. And yeah, I guess Bob and Christoph, they're assigned for the issue to
Cool.
start the report.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's the reminder. I will try and get to that later today.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Great work, by the way. I kicked the tires on that last week. And yeah, I mean, I gave you my feedback, but it was just, you know, me being slow typically meant that it would time out almost immediately if I was a little behind the power curve on hitting the commands. But yeah, great work, man. That, like, it just works when you just run through it all. So that's awesome. Cool. Up next, campaigns in progress. Let's see. I don't know if we really, I know Dewan, did everybody see Dewan's notes? I should probably just copy and paste those in. He's working on the SIG multi-cluster thing. He wanted me to review something, and I have done that. I just need to copy paste his notes in real quick. So I did the review. Multi-cluster. Sorry, I didn't get in here and add my notes beforehand. And we'll proceed with that. Thank you, Ray. Any other issues on the board here? Let's see. Meet our contributors by Priyanka Sagu. Priyanka, you here?
Yeah, that's going fine. Like
Okay.
I'm part of that. We don't have any updates. Like we don't have any article for now to review. Once it's ready, we will be putting it.
Cool. Let's see. So I sent out an email this morning. Maybe y'all saw it. The contributor celebration is in progress. Or planning for it is in progress. I sent out a tweet from Kate's contributors this morning. I'll drop that in chat real quick. If y'all want to amplify it, that would be great. If not, that's fine too. No big deal.
One quick thing, like,
yes,
closer to the event, we will definitely need more contributor comm support. Like, especially when we like are starting off and kicking off like the actual events and we get things scheduled, because like, you know, a good example, the bake off.
Right.
We essentially had people like the contributor comms group last year sort of like live tweeting that as Kate's contributors for a good chunk of it.
Okay.
So mostly like just as a upcoming thing to think about.
So it needs some live stream tweeting.
Actually, we have this live stream tweets for the KubeCon, so we can use that particular template and do the live stream, because basically we have a Excel sheet designed for it. Caslin did it, and we all put out tweets beforehand, and she used to just update the tweets whenever it was required. There was a timeline. She had the calendar set for her, so it would remind her which tweet to go at what time.
Yeah, I will say the only problem I think that occurred with that was just as things got delayed during KubeCon, maybe the timing wasn't perfect, but that's my only comment there, right? Like, I think it worked fine. but yeah, it's one of those things like I'm happy to sit here and live tweet, like I can do that totally.
For the live tweeting thing too, it's like it's also kind of like it's a bit more dynamic, especially for the things like the Bake Off. By the way, if you have not seen the Bake Off, it is like 3 hours. That's actually worth watching. It's probably the most popular video on the Kubernetes YouTube channel.
That's funny. It really is. But yeah, like it requires dynamicism, right? Like you have to be able to tweet on the fly kind of thing.
Like,
And,
Paris just, showed off her, really awesome cake or, something like, and then a tweet with the cake.
mhm.
But
Yeah, so
yeah,
like screen grabs, tweeting those out, that kind of thing. I feel like there's no way we can schedule that. So that's where the
Yes,
human
obviously.
hand comes in. So
you can
for
definitely
now,
schedule like the kickoff for the events, like when they're
Yeah.
supposed to start and all that.
definitely. But for now, I'll take the responsibility of live tweeting the thing if I can. If not, I'll let somebody know.
This is an FYI, that will likely be a Saturday, is the one thing.
Good to know. Okay.
It's the Bake Off and some of the bigger event, like I forget the exact date. One sec. The Bake Off, we haven't solidified dates yet.
Right.
But the Bake Off will probably be the 18th.
Okay.
So Saturday the 18th.
Let me just put a note in my family calendar real quick. Oh. Okay.
As well as potentially one of the other like larger events. For what it's worth though, for like anyone that's potentially interested, like a lot of people tuned in with their families.
Yeah, like it could be one of those things where it's Max and I sitting here just laughing our butts off and tweeting. So yeah, good stuff. All right. Anybody else for campaigns in progress or new items in general?
I have another one for
You always do.
So you might have seen the blog post regarding Docker shim's removal in the upcoming 1.24 release.
Mhm.
So preliminary results from the survey is people are still very much not prepared for it.
Okay.
So one of the big things is like, using CRI, CTL, and CTR, like some of the container D tools and some of this stuff.
Mhm.
And like I've talked to like Chris A at the CNCF, and so like we need to like update our own documentation and our own like migration guides, but this will also be something for like the CNCF ambassadors and other people like in this group to try and socialize some of the like migration material.
Okay.
And then the other thing is like a lot of people still don't understand why we're removing Docker shim and how much it actually like it is a
Alleviates.
significant dependency that has had multiple security vulnerabilities that we
Mhm.
haven't been able to deal with. And it's blocking features that are currently under development. So there's likely going to be a blog post or they'll need blog post assistance. This will be from SIG Node regarding framing and trying to just like convey the message that, hey, we're still doing, like, we still need to do this. We can't, punt it further. So we will need, general like social support on that sort of thing.
That'll be
And again,
interesting.
it's also an opportunity for other people to like create tutorials and do other stuff, not using Docker for this sort of thing. One of the most common use cases is like building images in a CI pipeline,
Mhm.
where people will mount like the Docker sock,
Yeah.
and instead they should use something like Canico, or I think I think Docker's BuildX can do it now, like in a container. But like there are alternatives and there are solutions for this.
Yes.
It's just they aren't generally being used.
I wonder if this is one of those opportunities. I've always thought about this, right? Where we have people from literally every hyperscaler here on the call. Like if we could reach out to, I know I could reach out to my team and be like, hey, how would you do this on AWS? Right? Using AWS tooling, for example, right? Like
I've already kicked that off internally.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Right. Like, let me know if you need help with that, because I know enough Red Hat people to make that happen too. And I know the process there as well. So
it's the same with like the VMware people. So I like
mhm.
outside of, even us, the big vendors, additional support, just like I think a lot of the big vendors are a bit more prepared for this because they have the support staff.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of the people that, are managing their own cluster like kubeadm, and how, they can migrate. How do they use these tools instead of using Docker to look at this stuff? How do you configure, like this sort of goes, beyond Kubernetes a little bit, but it's like, how do you configure Falco to use the container D instead of the Docker sock? So that's why I've also been brought this up with the CNCF. There will also probably be some upcoming changes to the CK and CKD exam, but that's going to be more of a long-term thing.
Sorry, someone just DM'd me something important.
Also, thank you, Ray, for all the notes.
Yeah, no kidding. This is one of those meetings. We definitely had to have a note taker. The thing that concerns me is that, like, we're going to do this, and even though we'll have plenty of examples, I'm concerned about, and this is a greater probably release team question, like, is 123 going to be an LTS potentially as a result of this?
Well, there are people that are still on 115 because they
like we are
migrate.
kicking people off of 115 right now. So yeah, I get you.
And honestly, like, it's not the project's place to support an LTS. If you want longer term support, then go to a vendor.
Fair.
We already delayed this an entire year. So like
I know.
I think my gut feeling is largely that the people that haven't migrated or don't have a plan to migrate yet, honestly wouldn't do it until like they'll have to drag like kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
There are also some other comments I can say, but not while this is recorded.
Same. Likewise. So yeah, maybe we should have a smaller audience discussion at some point. Gosh, that's disconcerting that people are not ready to such a degree.
To give you an idea, the Datadog survey said that it was like 90% of people are still using Docker shim.
Like actively? I mean, how do they know? Right? Like, I mean,
Datadog is a monitoring agent.
Oh, no, I know that, but like, are they really using Docker shim? So how does Datadog determine that is kind of my question.
They can tell by like the
API calls.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay. Jesus. Like,
so
90% is scary.
Yep. Again, we don't have to worry so much about the I'm sorry, Ray. You unmuted?
No, it's all right. It's my tap function on my.
Oh, okay.
My touchpad.
Sorry, I thought you had a comment. So yeah, a lot of those will be taken care of by the cloud vendors when they push people to Containerd. So our focus shouldn't necessarily be on, like, it'd be good to get support from them. But a lot of the small, medium people that might be rolling their own are going to be the people that need the support.
Right. I see Kubernetes consultants everywhere. Their eyes are lighting up. Yeah. This is a great way to start a new business, folks. Just going to point that out there. Any other comments on the Docker shim removal? And yes, we'll definitely need to coordinate. like,
There
en
is
masse.
under the K website, there is a migration doc in place by a fairly new contributor. It's still in the works, so it's still being reviewed.
Okay, cool. That's
Oh.
good.
The CNCF has also promised additional tech writer support to help update all the Kubernetes docs for Containerd. Well, I don't say Containerd, but for Dockerless. For a lot of this.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I guess this help is required because I'm presently working on one of the docs, which essentially guides you to, how to drain your node, stop node, drain node, remove Docker sim, and put Containerd in place. That has been in work in progress for me. I've prepared the pipeline, but I'm unable to verbose it, like, detailed explanation. So that's still in work in progress for me. I haven't even able to put it for review because I myself feel that it's incomplete, but CLI commands and pipeline is all in place, but that our doc support will be very essential.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, moving along. Unless anybody has anything else. Just quick check there. Okay, cool. Improvements, updates to work in progress. Anybody got anything on the task board they want to talk about? Meet our contributors. Hippie's working on that with a bunch of other people, I think. Doesn't look like any of those people are here. Okay, moving on. Nothing in progress, one in review, so that's that. And all right. Calendar walk. Let's look here real quick. Anything coming up next? Well, next week's Thanksgiving here in the States, so it should be a light week in general. But it's not Thanksgiving everywhere. Assuming there's nothing significant coming out of release right now.
Code freeze just happened.
Yeah, we had a
Okay.
code freeze. Next Tuesday is test freeze, and the first release candidate's cut.
Nice. Okay.
So on the calendar thing, should I cancel next week's meeting?
I would. I mean, I don't know how many people, I don't know, show of hands or whatever, but yeah, I mean, I can be at it, but I'd rather not be, to be honest with you. Like I need some time off, folks. Seriously, right? Like, so yeah. I would just cancel it, be honest with you. And if anybody has anything, just drop it in the SIG ContribEx meetings channel and update issues accordingly. Cool. Moving along. Any new stuff people want to talk about? They're working on anything? Oops.
I'm running a cloud native hackathon. You can check this out.
When is that happening?
It's on 9th. So I talked to
Okay.
Bill and everyone, and yeah, we're ready to go. Excited.
Cool. Are you doing that on Cloud Native TV too, or?
I'll do a little bit of highlight on my .edu stream.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for, like, in the Slack channel there hasn't been much discussion around the season 2. So I believe everyone is
point.
taking a long break. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe once
Cool.
the season 2 kicks off, and let's see.
Awesome.
Oh, we were also giving away like the KCNA coupons, I think 15. So
Nice.
yeah, nice.
That's fantastic. Good for y'all. That's awesome. This looks fun. I like the website.
Yeah, thank you. I made that.
Nice. I'm trying to find my notes. I'm sorry, people are just not respecting my away message right now, so it's super fun. Do you need any support there, Kunal? Or are you just good to go?
I think I'm good to go.
Let me know if you need
Yeah.
any signal boosting, and I can
Yeah,
repeat you. Yeah.
Just like on socials, like that should be fine, like pretty natural stuff. But overall, I think we're good to go.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. We haven't talked about SEO yet, but I haven't gotten access to the Google search console thingy. Somebody has access to that though. Is it you, Bob? Yeah. Can you delegate? Did I send you the doc to delegate?
Well, I should say, Paris is the one with access right now because it's under the contributors @ account, and the 2FA is now tied to her.
Fun. All right. All right. I'll just ping Paris and send her the instructions to do that.
We need to resolve the 2FA issue anyway, because there's other things that have to log into contributors.
Like that's, yeah, that's kind of critical for Kubernetes in general. But yeah. Okay, cool. Good to know. As far as like we've discussed all the work that's been done. At this point, it's one of those things where it's like we just need to inspect the contributor site itself. Like I have some tooling that we can look at and make sure everything's good there, make sure everything's good in Search Console, and then just get more links, right? Like a link building campaign is not something that's recommended anymore, but we can definitely just like ask folks, like if you say you're a contributor to Kubernetes somewhere on your website, just link to kates.dev. That'd be helpful. But yeah, other than that, that's all I can think of there. And if my memory serves me right, that's it for the meeting. Anybody got anything else for the group?
Yeah,
I
just a
didn't do
small update.
intros. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be working on the GitHub Actions issues this week for the contributors to it thing.
Cool.
Yeah, I had a small session with Rajula, so yeah, he's been helping me with it. I've been
Awesome.
working around the CI/CD pipeline. I'm learning through the process, so yeah, I'll be getting it done by this week or max next week. At least one of the do it thing.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's great. It's good to have people in there more people in there that know how to use the automation. Was supposed to do this at the beginning, but forgot. Any new people here on the call that want to introduce themselves, please feel free.
Yeah, can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello everyone, I am Moshe Gupta and I am a final year computer science engineering student from India, and I am currently working as a technical writer Internet Cloud Yuga Technologies. And yeah, this is my first meeting and love to meet you all and looking forward for the more contributions. Thank you.
You said you're a technical writer. You're going to have some contributions.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very nice to have you here, though. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Anybody else new? She actually tagged herself as new in the attendee stock, but I think everybody else has been here before. All right. Well, fastest 30-minute meeting we've had. Bob, if you want to hang around, I guess we can talk on recording. I'll stop now. So thank you all for joining. We'll see you in 2 weeks because next week is going to be canceled.